I was lucky enough throughout the years to find a good friend named Fast, who's Fun Loving Criminals with me. And he's a great musician, plays like 19 instruments, and he and I became flatmates, and then we decided that we were gonna start a band together. As that went by over about a year and a half, people kept talking about us in New York, and we didn't have no idea. We didn't make demo tapes, we didn't do photos, we didn't try to get a record deal. And we played this one gig, and some guy came up to us and handed us a business card that said President, CEO of EMI. And he says, "You guys wanna make a record?" It was fruitful, but I think I would have done it even if we didn't have a record deal and we weren't making money and we weren't touring and stuff like that. It was something I wanted to do anyway. This little piece of wood and metal saved my ass. I think without this, it would probably been like, you know, something that had bullets in it I'd be holding. Yeah, I probably would have stayed in the Marines or you know, done something crazy. You know?
I applied for a job at Warp Records and I got an interview. I just thought, if I can get an interview after not having done that much in music, I could probably get a job in London. So I just left just for one interview. Didn't get the job, but then I was in London, and then I basically just went through everyone that I know and anyone that I know that I've met in the last 2 years that had anything to do with music, and just emailed them, wrote to them, and just kind of started like that, basically.
I had really good knowledge of music, and the guy who owned my favourite record shop managed it, hired me basically to import records for him. My job was to order records from America, pick them up at Heathrow, then sell them to independent record stores around London and the South East. My dream job, really. My passion for music became my job. The first job I got in the music industry was offered to me because someone spotted me and said, "I think you're good at this." Then I got offered Kiss Pirate radio station. Someone asked me, would I like to join Kiss as a pirate? I got offered MTV. Everything I've done, someone's offered me. I've never chased it. I'm lucky, maybe, or I work so hard that I get noticed. My first show on Radio 1 was terrifying. Because obviously I grew up listening to stations like Radio 1. You're talking to over 1 million people. Your first words just don't want to come out, you know. You just like, you know, I was literally shaking like a leaf. I did have a moment when I sat there and I thought, wow, from my little attic room in Hackney to Radio 1 National Radio.
I think I applied for about 5 different jobs, and the BBC job was one of the ones I applied for, and it was a researcher job in Radio 2, and they actually offered me that job, I think something like the day after I finished university. So I was really lucky that I ended up just walking out of university into a job. And even though it's a media environment, the BBC, especially the BBC Pebble Mill, Radio 2, was quite traditional, and everyone was wearing office clothes and sitting at their desks, and I couldn't really imagine how I was going to fit in. You just feel really young and really stupid. Like, that's what I remember.
I started doing an internship at this record label called BBE, and they asked me to go around all the record stores to check on their stock around London. So during that trip, I was playing the people in the record stores my demos just to see what they thought, and the feedback was, you know, really good, especially from one record store called Deal Real. They kind of were saying, well, you know, we can maybe help you out, and that turned into a management deal, and, you know, I got a lot of opportunities and a lot of experience from that, so that's how it happened.